Have you guys signed up for the Lost Pages yet? It's the next graphic novel out by Zaid Comics. Head on over to the launch page and read about all the awesome heroes in the book and sign up to get a free trading card when you back it. Link in the description below. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Phil from Zaid Comics. I am the writer and co-creator of Magic Cop, which is in demand on Indiegogo. Brandon's off camera right now.
Hey everyone.
We're also putting out the Lost Pages on May 29th, and we are the two best looking brothers in all of comics. We're back for the Magic Cop Monday update video, and we're checking in on Magic Cop, and we're talking about our upcoming book, The Lost Pages, doing a character spotlight. But let's check up on Magic Cop. Brandon, how's Magic Cop doing?
Magic Cop is over 12,000, so we're at 12,141 with 248 backers. So two more backers will reach 250 backers.
Awesome.
And we're actually running out of comic books right now. Also, my chair's falling apart.
Brandon just broke his chair. So another cool thing we wanted to talk about with Magic Cop is we're selling some merch as well. We've been selling some shirts. So we have these awesome Magic Cop shirts you could get, as well as some other cool pinup art shirts that Brandon does. If you have a favorite cover from Magic Cop, you can get that as a shirt. And we'll be having more shirts and merch from different comics that you guys know and love as well, so check that out.
Make sure you guys come back to that page because probably next week, Lost Pages shirts.
Yeah. Which brings us to the Lost Pages. What we could talk about today, and what I wanted to specifically talk about is, a couple weeks ago we did a spotlight on the silhouette. If you guys haven't watched that yet, go check that out, because in the Lost Pages there's a bunch of different characters, different heroes that come into play in that story and throughout that series, and we're, throughout the next couple weeks we'll be spotlighting the different characters, and this week we're talking about Wildcard. He's one of my favorite characters that we've come up with. He's an ancient sorcerer from Merlin times, and we'll get into that. We kind of wanted to show the progression of his character design and story, so you guys are ready for him in the Lost Pages. So let's get right into it. So how did Wildcard come to be? So first we had the silhouette, and it was his universe mainly, and I loved the character title of Wildcard and kind of based him around that. I was at the time, this was years ago, the original concept was designed in 2011, as well as the silhouette. And I really liked the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And there's an episode where Charlie calls himself the wild card of the pack, and he just shouts wild card and does crazy things.
You continue to be useless. Charlie and I will use that reward money to pay off our electricity bill. Then we'll probably buy some more gasoline, because I feel like that's a great plan. Wait. The brakes aren't working. No, I'm saying, no, the brakes. Guys, why aren't the brakes working?
Because I cut the brakes! Wild card, bitches! Yeah! What? Holy shit! Oh, God! Oh, my God!
Brakes, guys, I can't stop this van! Aboard!
And I thought that was hilarious. So I took that name and wanted to make it into a hero in our universe of comics. And here is the original concept that Brandon did for him. As you see here, he has the arm tattoo where he kind of channels his magic through. He has a kind of a vest here with the vines on it, kind of signifying his magical relation with nature. He's got that longish hair. Very basic concept that over the years evolved into something more complex, and we were able to base his character off of. Now if we go over here and look what he has evolved into now, he's very more defined in his character. We have this glowing magical arm, still with those tattoos, kind of a little updated version, and Yeah, I think this is going to be a character that blows people away. He's immortal, so he lives throughout time, and in every different story we see him in a different era, a different scenario. So when you guys meet him in the Lost Pages, he is a pirate in the 1600s traveling the seas when his ship gets overrun by the sirens. Now the sirens sing a magical song and hypnotize his crew. So he has to fight crew members, he's got to fight skeleton pirates, he's got to fight these giant horrific siren birds, all with the aid of his magical deck, which we'll get into as well in his backstory. I really wanted some specific, distinct things that once you look at this character, you know it's going to be Wildcard. I think his hair is one of them. He has this white hair, and his magical powers give him this kind of red and black tuft in the front of his hair, a stripe going down it when he gets his magic, and then his tattoo, of course. So you could throw him in any different era and any time, and you'll be able to recognize, oh, this is Wildcard. He's got the hair, he's got the tattoo. And specifically, when you see his tattoo here, his arm is exposed because there's so much magic in his arm that the sleeve of the clothing burns off. So that can indicate to the reader that this is the guy. So we need those iconic, aspects to the character so he's recognizable. Now for his magic, we can kind of get into that. He has half of the first deck of magic that was created by Merlin, and we'll get into this in his backstory, but it's not really spoilers because it's very important to the character of why he has this tattoo. That Joker in his arm, we'll see down the line, is actually put onto his arm by Merlin, and that is kind of that's the wild card of the deck for that half of the deck. So he controls the clubs and hearts, so he has control over nature and emotion. As well, he's an alchemist, and he's just a really powerful guy. Now, out there is another half of the deck, and down the line, that's an important aspect of his story that we'll see in the future of the Lost Pages. So this character has a lot of lore. He's got a lot of storylines that we've thought of, and he could go through many different, timelines and iterations. We're going to be seeing him all over the world in his lifetime, which is why I'm so excited about this character. Now, this is a bio that I came up with. It'll be on the Lost Pages launch page, or when you go and back the book, you'll be able to read this. I'll read through it right now. His name's Osmodius King. He's a master alchemist and ancient mage. Once apprenticed to Merlin, he has spent his immortal life protecting the earth from its archaic horrors and the supernatural, keeping the balance between man and gods. To us, these monsters are mere myth, but to him, they are commonplace. Armed with half of the first deck of magic, he wields the power of nature and emotion, upholding the order of Merlin. His stories drowned by time, only to be told now. He is just one of the many players who make up the tales written in the Lost Pages. So this was an awesome, quick, rendition of the character done by Maxi Dallow, who also did the previous image you saw. And this is kind of like his modern day attire. He's got his little satchel of cards there that hold all of his cards. And basically the concept is he pulls a card out which powers his arm that he channels the magic through. We'll go on to the next image here. Now this is actually a page, the first page of the story from our 4-page short story that we did. This is the first story I ever did with Wildcard. Maxie was the artist on this one, and it was a lot of fun. And as we see here, another big aspect of Wildcard is his best friend, Scar, who is a talking wolf. It's kind of the wisecracking comic relief of the Lost Pages, as we see later on in the series. But he's most always with Wildcard until, maybe they get split up later. But we have Wildcard here, and this is in a different time. This is in 1790. He's in Egypt in this story, and he looks a little different. You know, his attire is different. He's not in that pirate garb. He's got a lot more trinkets on his belt, but he's still got that tattoo. He's still got that hair. And yeah, I just love that I have so much freedom with this character where I could place him anywhere. So he's in a totally different setting. He's not on a boat. In fact, he's very parched from water, as we can see here, drinking from this fountain. And then we'll get into some of the pages that we've been showing off for the actual Lost Pages book, and this is what he looks like in his pirate outfit, drawn by Joe Ball. And look at that. We have, you know, Scar looking like a badass wolf here, with Wildcard coming up, checking up on his crew members that are being attacked by these sirens, hypnotized by them, as he needs to get things under control here. So this is the kind of detail you guys are going to be expecting from our Wildcard story, Staccato at Sea. He's going to have to fight his own guys. It's a pretty intense, high action story that is actually, the unique part of it is it's set to some poetry that I wrote about sirens. As we go over to the next page, we actually see the sirens in all their horrendous glory. And Joe knocked it out of the park here, and it really captures this era of Wildcard's life. And this is why, you know, I'm so excited for all of you to read this story and get to know these characters, because there's a long story arc for all of them. And the next time we see Wildcard, he's not going to be a pirate on this ship. It may be before this or maybe later, but know that his lifespan goes very, very far. And it's going to be fun to tell these stories and to see all these artists interpret these characters, because these characters have been in our heads for years, and finally getting them out is the greatest thing I could have imagined. It's really a dream come true, and Wildcard is a big part of that. He's a big part of the Lost Pages. So I just wanted to let you guys know more about Wildcard and all the cool things he could do, all of his magic, and you're going to see it all come together in the Lost Pages. So let us know what you guys think. Do you dig the character? Does he remind you of anyone else? I know people are probably going to compare him to Gambit because he has the cards. I'm a big fan of Gambit, but he's very different from that character. What are you excited most about this comic? Leave the comment down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be coming back with more videos like this, kind of like spotlighting characters from our books. If you guys want to see some like spotlights on Magic Hop characters as well, let us know. That would be fun to do. Sitting down with Brandon on that one. And hit that bell for notifications, because we do streams all the time. We'll be streaming more. And this week we're going to announce our huge cover for the Lost Pages by a dream artist, a legendary artist in the comic industry. So please check back with us then, and we will see you guys next time.